Good afternoon, White House Church family. I'm here with Kayla Whittaker today to talk about her mission calling to Bulgaria that she has undertaken. And we want to spend a few minutes getting the word out because she's in need of some help to finish up with donations so that she can begin her missionary work in Bulgaria. So Kayla, tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Sure. So earlier this year, I accepted an offer to go into full-time ministry in Sofia, Bulgaria, which is the capital. So essentially what that means is I'm going to be mobilized by partnerships. So people can donate financially and also through prayer supporting me to go and do discipleship on the ground in Bulgaria full-time.
And if somebody wants to support you, where do they find that at?
Sure. So
what's that web address?
Sure. So it would be greatereuropemissions.org.
Okay.
I think it's / Kayla Whittaker.
All right. And we'll have a link that is provided so that you can know where to go to donate for that. Mm-hmm. So Kayla, tell us a little bit about why Bulgaria? How did this begin?
Yeah, so it's a very long, detailed story, but the short essence of it is I did a study abroad with no intention to do anything other than maybe try to meet up with some churches while I was there and just sort of have a experience like most Americans that are students in college that want to have a study abroad before they come back and get more deeply involved in their studies. And what I found when I was there was opportunity to serve in orphanages.
Oh, okay.
It was something that just really broke my heart at the conditions. You would have 60 kids to 3 caretakers, and then just the effects of sin that led to parents either abandoning them or just deep traumas that these children had had to endure. That mixed with getting to also see the Roma Gypsy community through a local professor who lived there and did mission work, and getting to see their community and having this realization that this was taking place in Europe, that was supposed to be a progressive, civilized area of the world, and just seeing distraught hopelessness and God really impacting me in that moment and saying, you know, your life is no different without me. It all leads to this. And feeling that heart calling that this was going to be my future if I would just surrender my plans to him. So
let's talk for a minute about surrendering those plans, because I know over the years you and I have interacted several times in different ways, and I know that you've sought employment in some different ways here locally.
Yeah.
But none of them have really ever satisfied, have they?
Yeah. I think when you have a calling, there are whispers along the way, and then there's points where the Lord has to shout at you. And I think in trying to be faithful and view all life as ministry, that's great, but I think some people do have a specific calling that leads them elsewhere. And the Lord certainly planted seeds that I couldn't forget, whether it was having dreams about going to Bulgaria quite literally at night, or just constantly thinking about it while I'm working in another job, and the Lord just laying it so heavily on me that it was, okay, unless I do this full time and in your way, like I'm never going to be able to let it go. So how do I try to live my life and also serve you? And God just really saying, well, now it's time. Now that you've gotten to that place of surrender, now it's time for me to actually bring you there.
So over the years and in between the jobs that you've had at home, how many times have you gone to Bulgaria on your own with the help of fundraising from local friends and family and church?
So I've always gone independently because when I've fundraised, I've wanted those dollars to go to the cause. But all in all, I think I've made 6 total trips, including my study abroad. At least, I suppose, 4 of those were mission trips. About every 2 years I would go.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, I lived there for a few months trying to explore full-time missions, but it just wasn't time, and there wasn't anything lining up that would be an avenue in which I could be there full-time until recently. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so I love that you mentioned time, because God's time is very important in all this, isn't it? And I think you recognized that God was bringing you to a point where you were ready. And so now you've been presented with this opportunity for full-time ministry. Can you share a little bit about what that full-time ministry will look like?
Sure.
Some of the things specifically that you're going to be doing, some of the things that you hope to accomplish while you're there.
Sure. So I think I will preface it by saying these are sort of things that are callings on my heart, but I know that it can look quite often different when you get there. So feeling that conviction to say that because I think I have an openness and God's placed that in my heart. But firstly, I'll hopefully be planted in with some relationships that I'm forming while I'm already at a distance, and connecting with people that I can pair up with and go into social homes that already have built relationships with these caretakers that will allow you to speak about God as you're going in and playing with the kids and mentoring them, because that's not always possible there when it's a state-ran orphanage. And then also trying to seek out opportunities to do ministry alongside people in the Roma Gypsy communities across Bulgaria, specifically in Sofia, where I'll be, and then other areas that I'd already established relationships in other towns in Bulgaria. So those are my two primary focuses are social homes for kids and also the Roma Gypsy, but also feeling the need to be open to just all life is ministry, and that means meeting with neighbors and people you meet in the market and inviting them to learn about God and being open to Bible studies and just being an example and a friend to those people and walking alongside them and discipling them in their relationship with Christ.
So in order to get there, there's a cost.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here making this video is because you're almost there. But sometimes that hardest part is the last part.
Yeah.
And so we want to get the word out and see if we can help get you over that last hill. And it's not a mountain anymore.
Yeah.
The mountain's been tackled.
Sure.
We're just dealing with a hill now. So
Right.
where are you at in your fundraising, and what remains to get you overseas?
Sure. So there's sort of two categories for the support that you need, not only to get you there, but also sustain you once you arrive. So getting me there, it's a total of around $36,000 to $37,000 total that you need to move you. Those costs are visas, flights, all your training, your schooling, when you get there to learn the language to be effective, and also settling you, so buying furniture for a place, a car to get around and do ministry. All of those costs are in your launching fund. I'm close to halfway to that goal and projected to hopefully get there by the end of the year. And then also you need monthly support. So my total monthly budget is around $5,300 at 100% of my budget. Of course, I need more than that because they want you to have a cushion for when things change. So my ultimate goal is around $5,600 monthly, and that is before tax, and it also includes your ministry budget, your housing, all of those things. So that's why it seems so grand for Eastern Europe.
Right, and so I know in talking about this, $5,600 can seem like a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, she's asking for, she's going to live really well over there.
Right.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
Your actual what your income would be,
my
if you
salary,
can call it that, is actually
much less
only
than
about
that.
half of that, if
less.
even, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So most of this is going towards keeping you safe, keeping you over there, and providing for the needs that you have immediately. It's not so you can get rich, is it?
Oh no.
You're going to get spiritually rich.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and I'll just say that percentage-wise, because it might make more sense to mention that, in my monthly budget, I'm at about 88%. So what that means that's left to get to 105%, which is required before you leave, that looks about like roughly around $1,000 more each month. So that could be a family giving $100 per month, or whatever the Lord puts on their heart, or it could be something like $50 a month or $500 a month.
Right.
So these are long-term partnerships, hopefully. God using a lot of different people to reach the end goal.
Yep. So in closing, if you have heard Kayla's story and there is a burden on your heart to help her in this calling to mission that she has in Bulgaria, You can click on the link that's below in the comments. That will take you to her donation page. Like she said, she needs one-time donations as well as recurring donations. Those recurring donations are the donations that are going to be able to take care of that monthly need that she has. And those one-time donations will most likely, that goes to your launch fund, right?
Correct.
For the most part, to get her the money that she needs to be able to go overseas. Kayla is a local member of our church. She's lived in this community pretty much all of her life, and she has accepted this call and has dedicated at least the next 2 years.
Yeah, it's a long-term commitment, but we'll see what the Lord
It's all in
makes that
God's
look
hands
like.
now,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So if you would like to help, Kayla go overseas and reach the Roma community in Sofia, Bulgaria, then please donate as the Lord provides the ability for you to. Thank you for watching. God bless.